o'clock on this June 6th. Thanks for joining us this morning on Arc Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. We've got a full 2 hours to get through this morning, so let's run down what we've got brewing for you.
Coming up this morning, we're grabbing a baker's dozen and taking part in a national celebration. Let's just say it's going to be pretty sweet.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think everybody in the newsroom is looking forward to it.
Yeah. And coming up this morning, we are tackling the dreaded what's for dinner question. And we're doing so without a single recipe. We'll be getting some tips on ways to whip up dinner with what you already have in the house.
There you go. And later on, it wouldn't be Friday without the weekend buzz. Scott and Sandy will stop by for this week's Jerk or Justified and First Try Friday.
It's a good time. But before all of that, we do want to check out some of our top headlines in your Friday morning news break.
We are learning new details today surrounding the capture of the second suspect in the murders of an Irondequoit family of 4. Federal agents taking Luis Francisco Soriano into custody Wednesday morning at a hotel in the Dominican Republic. He and his brother are accused of torturing and fatally stabbing their cousin, his girlfriend, and their 2 children in their home on Knapp Avenue in August. Authorities say after the murder, Soriano fled to Puerto Rico, then to the Dominican Republic by boat. U.S. Marshals say investigators worked with Dominican authorities to track Soriano to a hotel in Punta Cana. Soriano's brother, Julio Cesar Pimentel Soriano, was arrested 1 week after the killings. He remains in Monroe County Jail without bail.
Today, the search for a missing 5-year-old boy in the Genesee River enters its 6th day. On Sunday, police say Zaijay St. Pierre was walking with his mother, who was pushing a stroller, when he climbed onto the railing and fell off the Andrew Street Bridge. In the days since, first responders have been searching the river, but there's been no sign of him. RG&E worked with Rochester police to significantly lower the water level between the bridge and High Falls. Divers, swimmers, and a boat running sonar searched that area, but were not successful.
New information just into the newsroom about this early morning fire on the north side. This was the scene at a house on Salisbury Street near Bay. The fire department says 2 adults and 1 child were inside and asleep when the fire started around 3:30. Smoke detectors woke them up and they got out safely. The fire department says the home is no longer habitable and they have not yet determined the cause.
Turning now to the ongoing fallout between President Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the former allies in a very public fight over the president's spending plan. Musk began the feud by criticizing the plan, which would increase the deficit and eliminate tax incentives that would have helped his automaker Tesla. A flurry of Musk posts on X followed, including accusations about Jeffrey Epstein and Musk claiming he won the election for Trump. Now, the president responded by threatening to cut off government subsidies and contracts for Musk companies.
Back here at home, arraignment today for a Rochester man accused of shooting and killing his roommate last month. Police say 23-year-old Jordan Figueroa Olivio turned himself into police Thursday afternoon. He's facing manslaughter charges, accused of shooting 19-year-old Delwyn Aponte Charbonnier last Saturday inside his home on Ward Street. Investigators say they recovered a handgun, several high-capacity magazines, and other evidence. We are told he was not legally permitted to possess the handgun. The former Avon police chief will avoid jail time after he was convicted of stealing money from a federal program. 40-year-old Joseph Gear was sentenced to serve 2 years of probation. Prosecutors say while working as a school resource officer at Avon schools, he would bill the district for hours he did not work, totaling about $7,000. The state comptroller says Gear has since paid that money back to the village. For these stories and all developments, be sure to visit 13wham.com. All right, let's turn now to the forecast because we're heading into the weekend. The temperatures, they are seeing a little bit of a drop, but they're leveling out for the most part. Rain right now, but at least the weekend is not a washout. Meteorologist Mark McLean is joining us now with a look at what's to come. Hey, Mark.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, it was nice to have a couple of days in the 80s earlier this week, right? Some of the warmest weather that we've had so far this year, but the story obviously changing today. It's a story of rainfall, about a ½ inch in Brockport, 0.2 of an inch in Batavia, a third of an inch in Warsaw, and I suspect that amounts like that will be commonplace across most of the area by the time we get to late this morning and midday. But the rain's not going to last all day. I just want to stress that. We will see some rain-free periods later this afternoon into this evening. Now, later tonight, that's the last wave of rain that starts to move through just after midnight. So that's good news for your Saturday because we're going to get back to some sunshine and temperatures in the mid-70s. But again, kind of a rainy start out there. It's damp. The visibility is down to as low as 2 miles in some spots like Batavia. 67 at lunch today, low 70s at 4 o'clock. Later tonight, we'll drop back to the upper 50s. Again, with some passing showers, especially southeast of Rochester. Now we're going to check out the entire weekend forecast and when we get those numbers back closer to 80 coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Mark. Thank you.
All right, let's go off the top now on some topics that have piqued our interest this morning. So I will start things out today. So there are protests over goldfish racing at PB Shore Club in San Diego, California. So your first question is probably going to be, can or how do goldfish even race? So they swim at their own pace, of course, but visitors pour the fish into these water-filled troughs and blow at the fish through a straw. You're taking a look at that here.
What?
The prize apparently is an $80 bar tab if you win overall. And this has been going on for at least a year, it would seem, according to local news reports. But animal rights activists are condemning these races. One in particular, Justice Owens of Bold Activists for Animal Liberation, is calling this inhumane. Owens is part of a growing group of demonstrators, and he's taken that message to social media as well, even gaining the attention of PETA. He says the fish are actually in danger, telling the local CBS station in California the fish are gasping for air and hitting the walls of the lanes to escape. One spectator even told our Fox affiliate there some fish died during the races. Owen says he reached out to the bar, but has not yet heard back from the owners. And it doesn't really, at least from the stories that I've seen, it doesn't seem like there is any intention of stopping this at all. A lot to unpack, I would say.
Oh, man. See, this is like, I feel so icky about that. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't like the scene of it all, right? It's like inside a bar. It's chaotic. There's drinking. There's flashing lights. I mean, it's like a club setting, right? If it was any other animal, I think people would be completely horrified. You think of like dog racing, right? You think of anything like that. It's just not, it's not kind.
It's not.
And, I think a lot of the time you look at carnivals and they give away the fish in the bags, right? And they're like, oh, well, carry it around for the day. Hopefully it'll survive. Or,
right.
Even if you don't have a fish tank, you can still take it home. But it's a living thing. And also, like, it's just kind of gross also.
Yeah.
Like, why are you just...
I can't imagine...
how many people have been blowing into the water.
That is for sure. And also with the alcohol on their breath, what that would be like for the goldfish.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I feel like there is a general sentiment sometimes, as you were like alluding to about goldfish, the value in these creatures, they're wonderful. They're oftentimes a first pet for a lot of people, but no fish, no matter how big or small, should be treated like this for sure. Definitely understand where the demonstrators are coming from. I think it's reasonable that anybody would want some answers regarding something like this. But again, haven't really heard from the ownership here. The people that have gone obviously don't have a problem with it. Some people speaking to those local news stations and just expressing, I guess, like, yeah, this is something that we do. And for the bar tab, I guess.
Yeah, $80 though, it's not really going to get you too much.
No.
Right?
Probably not.
I don't know, a couple pitchers of beer, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, Steph. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And, it's pretty odd that they're just kind of doubling down on this, that they're not coming right out and saying, all right, yeah, you've got a point, let's get rid of it. What a strange thing to really get super passionate about. I don't know.
Yeah, and
from the owner of the bar.
Yeah.
Side, not the...
I think that I had read also that the fish themselves are like kept in a place where they're like able to be fed and everything before these. But even so, it's not great. Not a great look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. All right, we got to move on to my story now, and it's one of those that has probably stuck with you if you're old enough to remember it, and it's going to start a little dark, so forgive me here, but it gets better, I swear. So 23 years ago this week, actually yesterday, Elizabeth Smart was kidnapped from her bedroom in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you're familiar with the case, we'll do a quick recap for those who are unfamiliar. Very devastating and interesting as well. Brian David Mitchell, a man who had worked for the Smart family doing odd jobs, broke into the house with a knife and forced Elizabeth Smart from her bed. Mitchell believed himself to be a prophet and kept Elizabeth captive for 9 months. His wife, Wanda Barzee, took part in inflicting unimaginable pain on the teenager. She was chained up, starved, assaulted, and taken away into the mountains. All of this happened when she was just 14 years old. This story captivated the nation, partly because her family didn't give up hope that she was still out there and still alive. Flyers, candlelight vigils, and national news headlines kept her name out there and made her extremely recognizable. So much so that even though Brian David Mitchell and Wanda Barzee dressed her in a disguise when they took her out in public, she was still recognized and eventually rescued. Now, Mitchell was sentenced to life in prison and wouldn't be getting out. Barzee served 15 years and was released in 2018. However, she was just rearrested a little over a month ago for violating her sex offender probation. Now, here's where it gets a little bit better. Smart could have disappeared from the public eye since her rescue. But she didn't. Instead, she turned all of the pain and all of that trauma into something incredibly powerful: purpose. Through the Elizabeth Smart Foundation, she has become an advocate for survivors of kidnapping, abuse, and trafficking. She actively speaks with lawmakers, members of law enforcement, families, and most recently has started a video series. It's called The Unimaginable, and it's an interview series where she talks with survivors and gives them the opportunity to share their own stories. Now, it's really unique because she truly understands what these interviewees are talking about, and she approaches the discussion with a really unique perspective. This isn't about rehashing trauma for clicks or streams, but really it helps those people feel less alone and gives them reassurance that they have the opportunity to come back from something so horrific, much like she has. Now, she's written books, she's earned degrees, and she's a mom of 3. 23 years later, she's known as a survivor, but really, she's showing the world what it means to live. 23 years later, truly remarkable recovery for Elizabeth Smart, and she's become such an inspiration for those who have gone through something similar or who have, lost maybe loved ones to a similar situation like that. Truly remarkable.
Yeah, I think that really just sums it up really well. Having heard from her, I also watched the movie, the Lifetime movie, if you remember. That was one thing that was just trending out there when it came out. But she truly, her approach is something that is beautiful, especially given all of the trauma that she has seen.
Yeah.
And just like you can sense from interviews that she is such a kind person, and to also bring attention, awareness to this and stand out like an advocate is something really to marvel at and respect her for.
And one thing that I found so interesting about Elizabeth Smart and the work that she's doing with the foundation is just how much criticism she received as a 14-year-old for not escaping sooner from the individuals who kidnapped her. And throughout the 23 years, she has become an advocate for those victims and has reassured them that none of this is your fault, because apparently so many victims face that once they come back home or once they're finally rescued. The question is asked, why didn't you do this to try to get away? Well, why didn't you scream? Well, why didn't you do whatever? And she has provided such reassurance to those folks that you did what you could to survive, you did what you had to do, and we're happy that you're here.
Yeah, it's something that's definitely needed, and especially being a voice that other people, other victims are able to resonate with is so important, because you do often hear that. You would think that over time there would be sort of a shift in that mindset, but it's something that even in this business that we often hear as well. So it's definitely good that she is out there doing this work and also able to work through, heal through this.
Very good. All right, time right now is 8:14. We still have a lot to come this morning on ARC Rochester. When we come back, Chris Lopez will check in with us. He's previewing this year's Tour de Cure.
And hey, take us with you. You can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 WHAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We're back after this. And tomorrow at Stokoe Farms is the American Diabetes Association's annual Tour de Cure ride.
Yeah, cyclists from across the Finger Lakes region will join one another to raise money for diabetes research. Chris Lopez is live at Stokoe Farms this morning, giving us a preview. Chris, this is one of the most popular events in our area, and for good reason, too.
Yeah, Abby, it's their flagship event. It's been going on since 1991. It started in Buffalo, and it's raised countless millions of dollars, and that continues with the tradition here in Rochester. I'm here with Ken, I want to say this right, Norwacki.
Correct.
Did I get that correctly? Yes, you've been a part of this for 28 years in some type of capacity, whether it's riding, on the committee. Why do you take part in this, and why did you essentially give decades, almost 3 decades to do this? You're volunteering now.
I'm volunteering now because I have an aunt who's going to be 90 years old, and she has diabetes. And I also have friends with diabetes and other family members. I am just delighted that I can contribute. I mean, we have a lot of people in the community who are affected by diabetes, and that's why I'm here.
Do you think, so Rochester's not big, especially when you compare it to the other spots that the races take place. You were mentioning Orlando, Napa Valley, but Rochester still manages to come up with a lot of cash. Why do you think that is?
We have a passionate group of fundraisers here who like to ride. And people come here because they're cyclists. And what we're trying to do is grow the event back to the pre-COVID days. We literally used to have over 2,000 people registered here in Rochester. And we need to grow that back. People want to come and have fun. And if you look outside here, you'll see the tents are all set up. We have a band. We want people to come and ride, raise funds, and also enjoy the party afterwards and celebrate not only the day, but the fact that they've raised money for diabetes.
And it's not just a ride here, right? You of course, you have the 3 levels of riding, but it's almost like a party after. What are some of the events that people can look forward to? There's music, there's food trucks.
There's food trucks, there's music. Then here at Stokoe Farms, there's a lot of things for them to see.
Okay.
We're delighted to be at this venue this year. It's a change. We got new routes, and we're trying to bring our Finger Lakes riders back. Because basically when ADA consolidated tours, Rochester remained as a huge fundraiser, but we want to draw people from the Buffalo, Syracuse areas and the Finger Lakes region. So as a Finger Lakes tour, we always want to ride around a Finger Lake.
And this year, speaking of riding, there's 3 different levels, just like last year. Can you talk to me a little bit about the difference in them? Obviously, you have the lengths, 66 miler, a 33, 34 miler, and then you have the family 12 miler, right?
Correct. Yeah, and it provides something for everyone.
Okay.
Literally, we have a lot of experienced cyclists who also happen to be some of our major fundraisers, and they like to ride the longer rides with a little bit of hills and a little bit of challenge. Unlike, they're riding a challenging ride, but they're also raising funds for people who are challenging life every day with diabetes. And, but the 12 and 33 help us grow our rider base because a lot of people bring their kids. And we want them to enjoy the day, not only with the rides, but the party afterwards. So we'll have a band.
Yeah, is there something that people need to know? I have a laundry list of stuff I can talk about, but is there stuff that people need to know before they come here, though, for tomorrow?
Yeah, they need to know that we're going to have great weather tomorrow.
Okay. Yes. Right now, it's not great out there. It's raining. It's raining pretty hard, actually. So if the ride took place today, that would stink. But tomorrow, it's going to be better.
Yeah, and a lot of times we'll get people who decide day of, the weather's good, we're going to do the ride. They may be fundraised, but they don't show up. But they may even bring a friend, which is what we want. Yeah. We want people to come and enjoy themselves. And not only enjoy the day, enjoy the beautiful countryside we have here. The roads are pretty benign, the less traffic, and some rolling hills. But also we want the party afterwards to give them some entertainment after they've come and given their best, both in the effort in the pedals, but also from their wallets to help the cause.
So online registration, I believe, is closed. You can come day of the race though and register, right? Weather's all great. I want to get out on a 12 mile, a 34 mile. If you want to do the big metric ton, the 65 mile, you can still go do that, right?
Yes, we have, people can sign up tomorrow. They can walk in and register, and they bring their bike. We'll have a bike shop here on site in case they need a little tune-up before they want to go out and ride. And we'll have, we're ready to give them a good time.
What time should people come?
We have rides going off at 7 a.m., the long ride, 9 a.m., and 10 a.m.
Okay.
The shorter rides go off later.
Okay. And then if someone can't come. I believe that you can go virtually as well, right?
Yes.
You can take the ride virtually. You can also donate. You can find out more information on our website about this event tomorrow on foxrochester.com. We're going to be here throughout ARC Rochester talking to the different people that have a hand in throwing this event. Back to you guys in the studio.
It's really great
Yeah.
work that they're doing out there.
We were just laughing, Chris, at how many miles
I know.
people are going to ride. We're like, I think,
Takes dedication and
yeah.
stamina.
Seriously, we're
Yeah.
all exhausted. Maybe like 1 mile for me.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's this morning's weather trivia.
Yeah, we'll see if we can wake up Mark McLean to join us after this. Welcome back. Mark is joining us now with a look at the chance of showers today and our weather trivia. Mark, before you even pull it up, what are we going to be talking about today?
You know, it's one. I think it's on June warmth. I made it yesterday. let's take a peek. Weather trivia for today. Yeah, it is. Okay, so June is typically one of the warmest months of the year for Rochester. Do you know what the all-time warmest June day is?
In Rochester?
In Rochester. Is it 94, 96, 98, or 100 degrees?
All right, I think I have my guess. It's tough.
She's stewing on it.
I've narrowed down to two options, I think. So
Okay.
I will have an answer.
Wow. We'll be waiting patiently for that. I guess.
At 9 a.m.
Yeah,
on
at
ARC
9
Rochester.
Yes, because we have another hour and 35 minutes.
Is that all?
Hour.
That's okay.
It'll fly.
It'll be here and gone, right? So we'll have that answer coming up for you. But yeah, obviously the story today is one of rain. So you know what? We're going to put a red flower up for Friday.
Okay.
Okay? So like yellow would be kind of okay. Green would be good, right?
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. So no, we're not going to have to water today, tomorrow, but maybe by Sunday. Maybe by Sunday. We'll have to put some water down. We'll see, and certainly not Monday next week, as we do have some more rain in the forecast. But hey, gardening forecast, we'll give it a try, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're out in the garden, you know what you're not going to have to worry about today?
Sunburn.
Yeah.
Of any kind, right? It's hard to get the ultraviolet index down to 1 in the month of June. This can get as high as like 11 or 12.
What?
This time of the year. Yeah, it's tropical radiation, but you know, there's just so many clouds out there, and you know, look at it.
Ugh.
It's like the bathroom mirror, right?
That's
Yeah.
like how we all feel today, I think.
Yeah,
That right there is gloomy.
It's a good day for the indoor
Bummer.
chores, I think,
Yeah.
is what we're saying. 64, that ceiling has really dropped down. That was at about 4,000 feet just a couple hours ago, now down to 600 feet. The north wind at 5, and the visibility at the airport's 5 miles. It was down to 2 miles last check in Batavia. So, this rain is obviously having an impact. And, it's just about an everywhere deal. Orleans County's now almost out of the rain west of Rochester, but it's going to take some time. It's not moving quickly as it goes off to the east of Rochester, so it is going to take some sweet time before this shifts off to the east later tonight. Now, I think we'll get some rain-free periods late this afternoon into this evening, but it's really not until Saturday that we get some sunshine back in the forecast and really start to dry things out. Now, Sunday's interesting because the day starts out dry, but notice that area of green down to the southwest of Rochester, that's rain. And that's going to be lifting up towards the area by late Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. So the question is, how far north does that get? Some of the latest data keeps that just to our south and potentially gives us a shower late in the day. So clouds fade for Saturday. You'll get some sunshine, dry weather, which will be nice. And Sunday, it could be that shower chance late. We'll have to put that in there for just a small chance near Rochester. But planning forecast today, it's 60s, upper 60s. By lunchtime, those showers start to fade later in the afternoon and evening. Overnight tonight, we'll drop back to the upper 50s. The extended forecast after Sunday has occasional showers and thunder for Monday. Tuesday's weather, some passing showers, 73, mild air Wednesday. And it looks like late next week we get into the upper 70s to near 80, some sunshine then, and maybe hold that for a 3 or 4 day period. So we've had some 80s in the forecast, but we haven't had that stretch of, you need the air conditioning, you need a fan, you need some way to, cool it off a little bit. But it looks like that may be our first taste of a little summer stretch. We'll see.
I really do love like a nice summer-like thunderstorm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not mad about whatever day that is, Monday.
Yeah, not the kind that we had yesterday. We had some severe weather
That was
south of
crazy.
Rochester.
Yes.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
actually a tornado warning at one point, parts of Yates County, the extreme southern parts of Yates County. And what it ended up being for a lot of the folks down there, there was 3-inch hail.
3 inch.
I mean, that is definitely severe, and that's enough. That's to the point where you could start breaking or cracking a car windshield or something like that.
Yeah.
If it was flying around, caught in the wind, blowing around, that kind of thing. So yeah, thankfully it wasn't in a very densely populated area, and it did move on pretty quickly. So we're fortunate for that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I remember when there was some summer storms that rolled through last year, I think like late summer in the Canandaigua, Ontario County area, and there were some strong hail that fell on cars, and there was dents, different companies had a whole bunch of customers just coming in with dents to windshields and the top of the cars, the hoods, and all of that.
Yeah, I remember that too. Somebody actually had that on video, and we had it up on Facebook and social media, and just seeing it looked like a Midwest hailstorm. I mean, it's the kind of thing we don't see around here very often, and you never want to see it this time of the year because of the fruit trees. The peaches, the soft-skinned fruits. If they take a hailstone that's 3 inches in size, the market value of that fruit is just about nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely a bummer.
Yep.
Hey, 13 days.
13 days.
Lucky 13 days. Until
Wow,
the
it's going to
start
be here
of summer.
I know.
Yeah.
so quick. So quick.
Before you even know it. All right, Mark, good stuff. Thank you.
Yep.
Time right now is 8:30. Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this. Thanks so much for staying with us here on Arc Rochester. We want to take a little break now as we dish it out this morning for a very special national day.
Yeah, you know how much we love our national days here on Arc Rochester. It's National Donut Day. Thank you to our lovely coworker,
Thank you,
Kim,
Kim.
Thank you.
for going out and picking up a little treat for everybody this morning. Not just for
No.
us, whole newsroom.
Yeah, there's
Got to
more
participate.
boxes.
Yeah,
in the newsroom.
everywhere, honestly.
You don't want a donut, do you?
No.
I want to try that one with the crumbles on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, hey, we have knives. Unless you want to take a whole one. No judgment at all.
In one bite.
I want to try.
You think you could do it in one bite?
Depends on which one.
Are
I
you
could-
serious?
see
I couldn't do
Blueberry,
that and then
old-fashioned.
continue talking for the.
It's happened before.
we got plates.
Intern
Thank
Abby,
you,
the best.
Intern
Thank
Abby.
you.
Chop them up.
For you, that's not safe. Knife practice, I'm sorry.
There's all sorts of different varieties here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you start cutting. I'm gonna start reading.
I would say fourths.
If I can
Yeah.
find it here.
Yeah.
Where are we?
I should probably
It
help.
looks like we got a couple of different kinds here.
Yeah.
All right, so National Donut Day was established,
Here, you can use fingers, right?
yes, in 1938 by the
Really?
Salvation Army.
Oh, really?
There's a little fun fact for you. Yeah, it honors women in the organization who traveled to France to serve donuts and other snacks to soldiers during World War I.
There you go.
We talked a little bit about that earlier today on Good Day Rochester, not to be confused with Arc Rochester. And the Salvation Army will distribute donuts to veterans in several cities across the U.S.
Oh, this one's going
And have
down.
other
This one right
events.
here. Sorry, Abby.
That's okay, including the National
donut's
Donut
talking
Day
to you.
World Donut Eating Championship. Mark, you could take part in that.
Yeah. All right. I've cut all I need to cut.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's okay.
Sorry. No plate for me.
That's okay. Do you want one or no? Okay.
I think I got
They're
two.
terrible. Don't have any.
Awful? Absolutely.
Yep. I would skip it entirely.
Oh, is
That's fair.
that's the old-fashioned one, right?
That one?
That
Yeah.
glazed, yeah. Very good. We got to chop that. Oh, you did chop that one
Just a little.
up. Okay.
It'll need a pull. A little tug.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys at about 8:50.
850.
You're just going to go to town?
You know,
What do you look for in a donut?
this one. I don't know what it is. What is in this thing?
I don't like when you can taste the oil.
Yeah.
That is a negative, so I look for not that.
Using a knife like a fork.
Wow.
It's
Good?
Great.
Bad? Good?
So good.
Yes,
Okay.
that's great.
Got paparazzi back there. Jeez.
I,
Okay. So,
there's a
Complete-
bunch of deals today, so we'll start with Dunkin' since Dunkin' is here. It is
really
giving
good.
out a free classic donut with any beverage purchase. There's also Krispy Kreme, which I don't think we have any in our area. But they're giving away one free donut to all customers, no purchase necessary.
Anybody want one of these?
When I heard that, I thought, is that pumpkin spice?
It is.
Oh, sign me up.
I already ate off that.
I know,
but
I was
that- I chopped them before.
Okay.
Tim Hortons, the Royal Rewards loyalty program. If you're part of that, you can get a free donut with the purchase of any size beverage. But we do like to support local businesses here. So listen
Right.
up. Schutt's Apple Mill will offer its newest creation, which is a fried cake ice cream sandwich
Okay.
for $1.
Just
Let me take over so you can have a donut.
I just ate one.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
should
But
have
hey,
another
you
one.
can take over. 'cause,
All right. Donuts Delight
to
will
talk
offer a free mini apple fritter a la mode with any purchase. While supplies last, Ridge Donut Cafe will also offer one free fried cake to each customer with no purchase necessary. How about that?
What is
really
this?
nice.
Did you determine what it was?
I don't. It's delicious.
Also, Golden Harvest Bakery and Cafe,
crumbling-
that's in Henrietta, highlighted them not too long ago. They'll be giving away one free glazed or cinnamon sugar donut to each customer. They are great over there, so definitely
are.
support.
Yeah, we're really fortunate. We have so many great local places, local bakeries, mom
Yeah.
and pop shops.
Yeah.
A bonus that we got these here today, but
Same
always
with same
good
with
to-
pizza. When you once you get a Buffalo Rochester area, there's not a lot of it's all a lot of chains.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one's good. This one's good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody keep talking.
Okay,
so that
I haven't
Oh,
had
yeah.
chocolate yet. I haven't
Sonny's
had chocolate
Donuts,
yet.
they'll be offering a free fried cake with any purchase. And we'll have a drawing for a free dozen donuts.
Ooh.
The Red Fern will offer filled cannoli donuts that are vegan and gluten-free. So everybody is included in National Donut Day.
Man, that makes me ready for fall.
Yeah,
That is like,
that definitely has some fall vibes.
yeah. Steph, just have that whole thing.
Okay.
Take it.
Take it all. Ashley, how much time do we have?
There's some apple in
We went
there.
through all of our notes.
1 minute?
Whole minute? Oh my gosh.
If you want to wrap it up, it's fine.
No, well, I mean, Mark is like gonna eat the whole box here.
Yeah.
This is
I think I
fantastic.
waited too long to eat.
Isn't it really good? Yeah. It's gonna give us just enough sugar to get through the rest
There's
of the
another
Right.
one of those in the break room on the table, just in case you want.
I don't know if it'll be there
In case
for
you
long.
need to back up.
Okay.
It's really good though.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. It's 8:38. We still have a lot more to come this morning on Arc Rochester. When we come back, we're going to check in with Chris Lopez, who's exercising for a great cause.
Thanks,
Hey, and
Chris.
don't forget that you can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Don't miss out. Arc Rochester is back after this.
Welcome back. Millions of Americans are impacted in some way, shape, or form by diabetes. And tomorrow, an annual fundraiser will take place to show support for those who are battling.
Yeah, the American Diabetes Association is raising funds for the fight against diabetes with their annual Tour de Cure ride. Our Chris Lopez is joining us live this morning with the owner of Stokoe Farms there for us this morning. Hey there, Chris.
Hey, what's up, guys? New venue this year, a pretty cool venue, and there's pretty cool guests here. I'm standing with the owner. This is Suzanne Stokoe, but we have a special guest with us, Hazelnut, right? Hazelnut's going to be here tomorrow.
Yes, she is. She's going to be here with some of the other animals here at Stokoe Farms, and we are so excited to invite the supporters and riders here to Stokoe Farms for this year's Tour de Cure.
Yeah, so new event this year. An incredible place to have this at. You have live music, there's going to be food trucks, you have a ton of acreage for people to go around for the race. But then you have all of the animals that are going to be joining, which I love. So that's something, if you're not riding and you're here to just support and be here, what kind of animals are going to be on display?
Well, we'll have Hazelnut here. We have our para emus, we have goats. People can walk to our kangaroo pasture to see our kangaroos and wallabies, our African crested porcupine, our pony, sheep, geese, And then some of our favorite Stokoe Farms activities, like our slides and our bounce pillows will be open. So we really...
Something for the kids.
Yeah, we encourage people. It's going to be a great day, right?
Yep. Yeah, so it's raining right now. Just to give context, it's raining pretty hard. Tomorrow, not going to be raining, at least during the race.
Correct. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. So we really encourage the riders, families, and supporters to come out and enjoy the day here at Stokoe Farms, visit our animals, and enjoy the activities and everything that the American Diabetes Association has set up here. I think it's going to be a great, fun day.
And you guys have a fun day tomorrow, but then you guys have fun days in the future. Can you tell me a little bit about the events that are going on? What do you guys got going on this summer?
As soon as we wrap up this event, we will be going right into our next event, which is new for us, starting next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays for the next 3 weeks, will be Fable Fest. So it is a immersive storybook adventure. And as an added bonus and surprise for our participants tomorrow, we'll have a Knight of the Realm with his baby sea dragon, and Mira, the fairy queen, will be here visiting guests and interacting with the children.
And how can people find out more about that event, or when can they attend that event?
That starts next Friday, and all the information is on our website at stokoefarms.com for full details and to purchase tickets.
And I'm going to turn back to Tour de Cure for tomorrow. Why do you think so many people show up to this event, whether to race or whether it's to support in the Rochester community? Because it's not a big community, but yet it raises a lot of cash.
Yes, it's just such an important support for people and families dealing with diabetes. We have a history of diabetes in my family, so we know what that entails to manage this disease and to be healthy going forward. So I think it's just a fun event. We have a beautiful area around here for people who like to ride, and people feel really strongly about the support and education that the American Diabetes Association gives in our area.
When should people show up? I believe check-in time's at 6 o'clock for the long race, but can people just show up throughout the day?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
If people who want to just come out and support can show up anytime after the check-in day.
Okay, I had notes, but Hazelnut pretty much ripped them all up. There's going to be a 65-mile race, a 34-mile ride, rather, and then a 12-mile family ride. There's going to be rest stops throughout. So if you've never done this before, there's going to be a map, just like you can see to the left of me. There's going to be people that are going to be helping you out alongside these routes to give you water and refreshments as well. And then, of course, you have a beer tent. You're going to have food trucks. You're going to have live music. It's really a party here, and it's a party for a great cause. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio on this note.
Oh
Getting
my
your
gosh.
feet, Hazelnut.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Did you tell everybody you're taking this home too?
I'm not taking Hazelnut home.
No,
If my
I
girlfriend,
know
if my
you have
girlfriend is
to.
watching right now, we're not taking another goat.
Chris, if you don't take Hazelnut home, you're going to break all of our
No.
A huge fan of yours. What can we
No.
Look, she's looking at you like you're her dad. Oh my gosh.
She only likes me because I'm feeding her. That's the
Yeah.
goats are only food driven.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Thanks,
All right,
Chris. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are taking you behind the story this Friday morning.
ARC Rochester is back after this. 48, we are taking you behind the story as several local organizations and churches are joining forces with the city, filing a motion to block the Trump administration's efforts to strike down Rochester's sanctuary policies.
They argue that it's unconstitutional to force local police to carry out federal immigration enforcement, and they say the community is safer when immigrants can live without fear.
So this morning, we're getting a closer look at that lawsuit and the concerns addressed. For more, we're now joined by Irene Sanchez, the executive director of the Western New York Coalition of Farm Worker Serving Agencies. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course, so I do want to start off with just some background on the Western New York Coalition for anyone at home that may be unfamiliar with this group.
So the Western New York Coalition was created in 2018 as a way to partner with different organizations that are supporting farm workers in our region, and that include Monroe County, but also in the western area. And we have recently expanded more to the Finger Lakes, and it's an opportunity for us to provide services, assist with resources, and reduce the duplication of work to ensure that farm workers are getting the assistance needed. After that, we also started supporting migrant families in Rochester, especially asylum seekers arriving at the hotel. And since then, we opened offices at the heart of Rochester, and we have been supporting different families, migrants, farm workers, and immigrants who have arriving recently to Rochester, and in help with self-sufficiency programs and just connection to resources so they can stabilize in the community the fastest.
And if you had to take an estimate, how many families or individuals do you serve with the Western New York Coalition?
So since we began direct services in 2022, we have been able to reach over 10,000 individuals through outreach and advocacy, and that includes providing Know Your Rights education directly at work sites, at farms, directly in the community. People feel trusted, like schools, churches. We have been everywhere. And in addition to that, we have been able to open over 1,000 cases, and that includes case management cases, comprehensive case management cases, welcome navigation assistance, and also our anti-labor trafficking program that support immigrant families who have been exploited and abused, and especially forced to work without pay or in really horrible conditions. And that meets a definition of a criteria to provide different level of protections. So we have been providing immigration legal assistance for those individuals as well.
I do want to turn to that lawsuit, the ongoing lawsuit from the Trump administration against the city of Rochester regarding those sanctuary city policies. Tell me why it was important for the Western New York Coalition, alongside these other important organizations in our area, to join in on the city sort of speaking out against this lawsuit.
Well, the reason is because, like I mentioned, first of all, we felt that we could not stay in the sidelines. It is important that we stand up and protect the immigrant community. These are individuals who are rooted already in our communities. They are individuals who work in the farms, individuals who work in constructions, individuals who, work in different areas. And Rochester is so beautiful and diverse. We celebrate different cultures, and immigrants is part of that culture. So we want to make sure that we feel that we needed to be in that right side of history, that we say, no, we have to step up and we have to say something. That's one. Two is because we have seen firsthand how difficult it is for our clients to trust the police. And it's important that we build bridges so where police and the immigrant community are working together, because if they are being exploited or they are being abused or they're victims of crimes or they're witnesses of crimes, they can speak up instead of just living in fear. And we have seen how in areas where there is no sanctuary city policies, it's more difficult for these clients to come forward because the police are not trained on how to properly educate immigrant families or do the interviews with them. And people are so afraid that they will not come forward and share about situations that have happened to them. And that include sexual trafficking, labor trafficking, just victims of crimes. We want to protect the community. We want the community to feel safe, and that includes immigrant families. And if we don't continue our sanctuary policies, it's likely that these clients or these individuals who are part of this community will be abused, will be targeted for labor exploitation, will be targeted by sex trafficking, will be targeted by just being victims of domestic violence. They might be just victims of random crimes because they will feel so scared to come forward to speak with the police. So it's very important that rather than create that division where immigrant families do not feel safe, we found different ways in which we can bring them together. And for that, we have done a lot of good work with the Rochester Police Department, who have come over and that presentation directly with our clients. We have find different ways in which we can bring them together so they can meet each other, and they can feel more comfortable to speak up and say when there is something happening in their communities.
Irene, we're running low on time here, but I guess one of my biggest questions here is, what would be the ideal outcome for you and the other organizations that are taking part in this stance?
First, we have to remain a sanctuary policy. Two, they need to drop that suit against the city of Rochester. It is our decision. It's not a federal decision whether or not we're a sanctuary policy. We should not be targeted because we are choosing to protect our immigrant families. This is the time in which everybody really needs to lift their voices and step up because it's scary. We're not only talking about immigrant families, we're in all honesty talking about people of color. There is a lot of individuals who are just being pulled over and being traffic stopped by Border Patrol in our communities, by ICE, not necessarily the Rochester City Police Department. So we need to make sure that there is a distinction between the city police versus what Border Patrol and ICE can do. And again, there are three different entities. So we're already being policed by three different entities. We need to be critical that the Rochester City Police Department remains committed to protect the community and not to interfere or not to collude with Border Patrol or with ICE.
And Irene, very quickly, if anybody would like to connect with this organization specifically, should they have any questions, how would they be able to reach out?
They can visit our website, it's wnycoalition.org, or they can call us at 585-355-4135.
Very good. Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. And we'll put that information for you at home over on foxrochester.com, a story we will continue to cover.
That is for sure. Thank you, Irene.
You.
Hey, stick around. We have so much more to come here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this. More to get to this morning on Arc Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour. Scott and Sandy will join us for the Weekend Buzz. We'll be trying the supposed drink of the summer for this week's First Try Friday.
Hey, stick around. Arc Rochester is back after this.
On this Friday morning, June 6th. Thanks for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. As we get ready for the last hour, I'm Abby Ferdman.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. Meteorologist Mark McLean is also back with us again. He'll be giving us a check of the forecast in just a few minutes, but we do want to get a check at some of the headlines in your Arc Rochester news break.
We are learning new details this morning surrounding the capture of the second suspect in the murders of an Irondequoit family of 4. Federal agents taking Luis Francisco Soriano into custody Wednesday morning at a hotel in the Dominican Republic. He and his brother are accused of torturing and fatally stabbing their cousin, his girlfriend, and their 2 children in their home on Knapp Avenue back in August. Authorities say after the murder, Soriano fled to Puerto Rico, then to the Dominican Republic by boat. U.S. Marshals say investigators worked with Dominican authorities to track Soriano to a hotel in Punta Cana. Soriano's brother, Julio Cesar Pimentel Soriano, was arrested 1 week after the killings. He remains in the Monroe County Jail without bail.
Today, the search for a missing 5-year-old boy in the Genesee River enters its 6th day. On Sunday, police say Zajay St. Pierre was walking with his mother, who was pushing a stroller, when he climbed onto the railing and fell off the Andrew Street Bridge. In the days since, first responders have been searching the river, but there's been no sign of him. RG&E worked with Rochester police to significantly lower the water level between the bridge and High Falls. Divers, swimmers, and a boat running sonar searched the area, but they were not successful.
New information now about an early morning fire on the city's north side. This was the scene at a house on Salisbury Street near Bay. The fire department says 2 adults and 1 child were inside and asleep when the fire started right around 3:30. Smoke detectors woke everyone up and they were able to get out safely. The fire department says that home is no longer habitable. They have not yet determined what started the fire.
Turning now to the ongoing fallout between President Donald Trump and Elon Musk, the former allies in a very public fight over the president's spending plan. Musk began the feud by criticizing the plan, which would increase the deficit and eliminate tax incentives that would have helped his automaker Tesla. A flurry of Musk posts on X followed, including accusations about Jeffrey Epstein and Musk claiming he won the election for Trump. Now, the president responded by threatening to cut off government subsidies and contracts for Musk companies.
For all of these top stories and any new developments, you can always visit 13wham.com.
Well, let's get to the weekend forecast and the answer to today's weather trivia. Hey,
Yeah, talking about June warmth, right? Usually this is the month where summer starts to sink in. I mean, you can get bits and chunks of it in the month of May, but really it's June, July, August. That's the core 3 for us around here. And the weather trivia today kind of centers around that, talking about how warm could it get during the month of June? What is the all-time warmest June day in the history of Rochester? Was it 94 degrees? Was it 96 degrees? 98 or 100 degrees? What do you say? Let's see what Janet says. D. Barbara says D as well. Yvonne and Pamela go B. And Julie said the same. Cheryl's got C. What's the Insta friends have?
B.
100% said C?
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
There's not a lot of C's.
Wow.
Are they right?
How hot could it get?
I'm going to go with B.
Me too.
B, 96 degrees? Final answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
What?
can you
No
believe that?
one.
When was
well,
that?
one person, I think.
Yeah, it was. That's a pretty lofty number. In fact, that number has only happened one time in the history of June in Rochester, and that was back on June 21st, 1953, that the air temperature. So a lot of things have to happen for that number to happen this early in the year. Mm-hmm. It has to be an incredibly dry spring, okay? And you have to have a period of dry weather before that happens. The other thing that has to work in the favor, it has to be a pretty warm May and June. Okay, so the soil temperatures have to be up. And you get some of those things to work together, and you can get that kind of a temperature. But that was also the last time Rochester was in the 100s, was in the early 1950s. How about that?
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's been more than 70 years since we've had that kind of warmth around. But we'll see.
Be nice to have some of it back. I wouldn't be mad about it.
90 would be okay, but 100, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot.
Dry heat, I think, would be fine. Humid heat,
Yeah.
not so
It's a
much.
totally different story. Totally different. But let's go to the Muddy Paw Outlook. We've got who's that? That's Marley again. Marley's a favorite. Look at do you see the coffee mug?
Yes, with their little face on it.
Yep. Isn't that amazing? Wet paws today for sure for doggies. Actually, it might be towel time depending on what the backyard looks like here after some of the rain that we've had recently. Saturday, a few wet paws out there, but we'll start to dry out Sunday. I think by Monday we'll have to raise that back up a little bit too as the next storm system comes in, but this is just not great. That's the only way to describe it for a Friday. 63 degrees. I guess we need some rainy days every once in a while, but visibility is at 8 miles and lower in some spots, I'm sure. Ultimate Doppler shows the steadiest rain actually slowly advancing off to the east, and some of that's a little bit steadier south of Rochester where you see some of the yellows, Geneseo, Dansville, Naples shortly, Bristol, Canandaigua, where you're going to get on some of that rain. And some spots have had over a half inch. Look at Warsaw. Now, Warsaw had a bunch of rain yesterday, too. The Doppler estimate down there was over 2 inches, so this is on top of some of that rain from yesterday. The city number, for the first time in 5 days, it has rained in Rochester. We had a 5-day stretch without rainfall, about 1/10 of an inch so far, and we'll add on to that number a little bit more. But the good news for the weekend, that rain starts to move off to the east. Saturday's forecast gets back to some sunshine, and that next system coming in from the southwest, we'll have to watch that for Sunday. Right now, it doesn't look like a huge deal, but I did put a small chance of a shower in late in the day for Sunday. Temps in the mid-70s for you. So your weekend forecast, sunny and seasonable. We'll see that wind turn to the east on Sunday, 9 to 18 miles per hour. And your temps today, we'll make it into the 70s. If we can get a break or two of sun late this afternoon, I don't see I don't see a lot of sunshine, but there's always a small chance when the day is as long as it is in the month of June. It's hard to go for a full day without actually seeing the sunshine this time of the year. But your 7-day forecast has occasional showers and thunder back in for Monday. We'll see a passing shower Tuesday and back to near 80 by the end of next week with some sunshine. So kind of a, almost a early summery forecast.
Yeah, mixed bag a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit for the short term. And it looks like late afternoon and evening we get some rain-free period, so that'll be nice to see. And we've got Fairport Canal Days, we've got Spencerport Carnival, the Heart Walk is on Sunday, of course. So you want dry weather for these events.
Yeah.
You don't want to be walking around when it's pouring outside like it is this morning, but we'll see.
Yeah, and Tour de Cure
Yeah,
this weekend.
Of course.
We're going to check in with Chris in a little bit to talk about that. But, it really, the 50s that we had, when was that? Monday?
Last weekend.
Last weekend.
59 on Saturday, 58 on Sunday.
I'm kind of hopeful that that's just like the end of it.
Yeah.
That would be nice if, like, in the rear view, it's time to move on.
And again, at this time of the year, it's really hard to have 2 straight days that stay in the 50s. I mean, just again, based on how long the day is, how high the sun is in the sky now, it's tough to keep those temperatures that low.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's for sure. Well, we'll look forward to the warm up. I mean, 13 more days, right?
13 more days until the summer solstice.
Yeah, big party.
That lake, by the way, is 56 degrees now. I was just checking the water temperature. So
I couldn't imagine.
How warm does it have to be for you to go in?
I'll go in Lake Ontario if it's around 70.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much my absolute cutoff for water.
Yeah.
I prefer 80, but
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hot tub, isn't it?
Bathwater.
yeah. But 70 would be all right.
Yeah.
56, if you had to go in it, you could. If you're opening a swimming pool or something, you get in. It's in the 50s. You're putting stuff together or something. And that's all right. But you don't want to stay in there for too long when it's 56. You can get hypothermia.
Yeah. Taking the plunge.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, Mark.
Yep.
Thank you very much. And hey, as a friendly reminder, don't forget you can get the latest forecasts and watch live radar when you download the 13 Wham Weather Authority app. It's contagious, I swear. Steph is going to get it now. It's like a weather warehouse in your pocket, and it'll follow you anywhere. So download that now.
Hey, stick around when Arc Rochester returns. Chris Lopez is gearing up for the upcoming Tour de Cure that's happening this weekend.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can always take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. Stick around. We're back right after this.
morning is the American Diabetes Association's flagship event, the Tour de Cure.
Yeah, this year the event will be at Stokoe Farms, and it'll raise money for research, programs, and awareness in the fight against diabetes. Chris Lopez is live there this morning with more details on this big event. Chris, good morning.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so this ride will have something for everyone. I mean, you have the 12-mile ride, you have the 34-mile ride, and then you also have the 65-mile ride. So it ranges in terms of difficulty. And if you just want to chill out and go out for a nice day and take the ride and raise some money, come back. There's also food trucks available. If you're taking that 65-miler, you're going to want to be here at about 6 o'clock. All of these rides also go through at various times throughout the day, and it's really just an all-day event, all in the effort to raise money for diabetes research, awareness, different programs. And I'm here with Ryan from the ADA, the American Diabetes Association. Now, this ride is really your guys' flagship event. It's been that way since 1991, roughly. Why do you think that is? This is a pretty unique event, too, mixing cycling with fundraising in different areas around the country.
Yeah, I think that the Tour de Cure just makes sense, right, for what we're doing. We're trying to encourage people to live a better, healthier life, and so biking is just a great way to do it. And the cycling community generally is just a group that's really generous and really excited about doing something that supports not only their own health, but helping other people.
And why do you think people that may also just have, you know, it may affect them, diabetes, but they don't have it. They may not even be affected with their family. They come out to support this because I can't imagine everyone who comes out here is directly affected with diabetes. A lot of people just want to come out and help. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it's a great question. And, you know, oftentimes what we find is that you may not have diabetes yourself or somebody directly related to you, but somebody in your network and in your community does. And so there's oftentimes at least a tangential connection to diabetes is what we find. And once you start thinking about it, I met a gentleman recently who he'd been riding for years and said, you know, I never really thought about the fact my brother has type 1 diabetes and I've been doing this for 10 years. So, you know, sometimes they don't even realize that they've got that connection.
And how can people, or what do you guys do year-round, right? This is an event that takes place. There's roughly a few events going on within this month around the nation. But what do you guys do as in the ADA, you know, year-round, though, to prevent this or to spread awareness, the different programs?
Yeah, so there's kind of 3 or 4 different areas that we really focus on. The first is research. We funnel about $25 million a year into the diabetes research space. That's nationwide. We see the best results when we go where the best science is, right? It's advocacy work, so working through state and federal legislators to pass laws and secure funding. And then the biggest piece of what we do is education, both for providers, so medical professionals, but also individuals who are living with diabetes or have interest in learning more about diabetes.
And I'd like to get into a little bit of the numbers. It's roughly a CDC, last time I checked, it was 11%, which translates to how many millions of people would you say just here in America?
Yeah, it's about 38 million people here in the United States that have diabetes, so about 11%. But unfortunately, trends are showing that we're on the upswing.
Yes. How do you guys go about spreading the awareness there? Because we were talking off camera. I didn't know about the amount of people that are pre-diabetic.
Yeah. Yeah, so in the United States, we have the 38 million that have been diagnosed or have diabetes. There's another 100 million people that have what we call pre-diabetes, which is they have all the indicators that they will eventually develop diabetes if they don't make lifestyle changes or watch their numbers. And so for us, the biggest thing is talking to your doctor about it. Get tested, and as part of your, hopefully, annual blood work that you're doing, you ask for an A1C test to learn where you stand.
And I think the scary part is you can do everything right. Yeah. But you were essentially like, you were not chosen, but the lottery essentially picked you, and you're now pre-diabetic. Even though you work out, you eat healthy. Do you guys have anything that kind of points to why that is?
Yeah, so it's different for every person. Lifestyle is definitely a big piece of what indicates whether you will or will not develop diabetes. Okay. But there are genetic factors too, right? So if you've got a history of diabetes in your family, that's a reason to keep an eye on it. I have it on both sides, so I talk to my doctor every year about it. But to your point, you can do all the right things and still develop it in some cases, but you're much less likely to develop it if you keep an eye on it and just adhere to wellness practices.
Yeah. And just like the Tour de Cure, getting out racing, getting out here, eating healthy, starts tomorrow. That 65-miler, man. kicking off at 6 a.m. There's, like I said, food trucks. There's going to be animals here. We don't have the goat with us in this. I just have Ryan, and we will be joined by Ryan again, probably at about, 9:30ish, talking more about what the ADA does to spread awareness, the different programs they do, all to help in the fight against diabetes. Back to you guys in studio.
Yeah, really great stuff out there, Chris. And, we loved the goat.
Yeah.
That's no disrespect to your guest there, but big
to see her
fans of
again,
hazelnut.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thanks,
Chris. Hey, stick around when we come back. We're helping you meal plan with what you have on hand.
Yeah, we're back right after this. Welcome back. Meal planning dinner during the work week can be pretty tough, especially after a long, rough day.
Yeah, but lifestyle blogger Jessie Freeman has created a simple, free system to take the stress out of weeknight cooking. No recipes, no extra grocery trips, and no guesswork.
She's here in studio this morning to show us how it all works. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited to learn more, so let's get right into it.
Yes, so this probably sounds familiar. It's 5 p.m., you're staring at your refrigerator going, what in the world am I going to make for dinner?
Yep.
That is a problem that a lot of people have. I get messages every week on social media about this. And so I came up with a system that involves no specific recipes. No more scrolling through Pinterest trying to figure out what you're going to make. This is a system of formulas. So it provides you with a formula to make a great meal and then take the ingredients you have and plug them right into the formula.
Wow,
It's
okay,
called
great.
No Recipe Dinners. And I've put together a sampler of 3 of them that's completely free to get your hands on.
Wow, all right.
Yes, and so I've gone ahead and actually I went into my pantry, my fridge, and my freezer, and I shopped them so that I could show you exactly how it works with the things that I had on hand.
Okay.
Okay, so the one I went with was taco night.
Oh, a good one.
And I took the formula, I went with my base, which for tonight is going to be farro, a grain. You could use rice. If you wanted to make tacos, you could use tortillas, nachos, use tortilla chips. And then I went ahead and grabbed a protein. And so I went into my freezer and grabbed these pork chops because they were what I had on hand.
Okay.
You'll notice that they're still frozen because, again, this is real life.
Yeah.
This is not a pretty setup because life is not like that.
Very true.
Okay, so you have your protein, and I also grabbed some things to make the protein taste better. I found a can of enchilada sauce.
Nice.
And a can of diced tomatoes that I can mix with them, chop them up, throw them in a pan, or even bake them off if I wanted to. And then I went ahead and grabbed some of my favorite seasonings. I didn't include salt and pepper here, but we all have salt and pepper, so that's kind of
Sure.
an obvious.
A given, yeah.
And then I just grabbed some vegetables that I had on hand. You'll see that this pepper's a little old. We all have stuff that's living in our drawer, in our crisper drawer, if you will, and that we need to use. And this is the perfect way to use it. And then some toppings. I didn't have sour cream, so I grabbed Greek yogurt to throw on top and some beans.
Yeah.
So the great thing about this is that, first of all, it's going to save you money. You're not making a last-minute trip to the grocery store. You're using what's on hand, so you're reducing waste. And you're saving yourself time because, again, no grocery store runs. But also, this is great for picky eaters. I love my husband and my kids. They are so picky. But with this formula, I'm able to plug in the things that I know they love. So I know everyone will eat what's on the table that night because it's stuff that they love. It's like a choose your own adventure of dinners.
I love it. Okay, so this was taco night. So definitely creating something unique, right? Like you typically wouldn't think of that when you think of taco night. So that's really exciting. But this formula can work with pretty much anything. Is that right?
Yep. It can work for any dietary needs because, again, you're plugging in the things that you like and that you have. And so each formula has the actual formula that you're going to be working with. It's got some ready-to-go combos just to get you started, give you some ideas as to where to go. And it also has prep tips and ingredient shortcuts. So I include a simple how-to, I include some shortcuts that you can take, and some ideas for upgrades if you want to make it a little fancy, make it a little more fun. So it's really everything you need to get started. You don't have to be a world-class chef to make this. It's all about keeping it really simple and making meals that your family will actually eat.
And how long did it take you to kind of put this together, to develop this idea? It's pretty comprehensive.
Well, the idea came about because I started talking to the people that were sending me messages and saying, hey, like, what do you struggle with? What do you need? And people kept saying, I struggle with what to make. I struggle with time. I struggle with picky eaters. You know, life is so busy, especially right now. This is one of the busiest times of year.
Yeah. So if we name any type of type of cuisine, so like Mexican, Italian, Chinese, would you be able, off the top of your head, to come up with an idea?
Oh, yes. Actually,
you have it on right there.
I do.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
do. I put together one with 3 of the combos. So we'll say Asian cuisine, or as I call it, takeout, fake out. You've got some, let's see, ginger garlic shrimp. You can take shrimp. If you have bell peppers, snow peas, or let's say you don't have those, you got broccoli and cauliflower. Great, throw those in. Onions, whatever you have on hand. And then if you have your favorite stir-fry sauce, or if you don't even have a sauce, you have some soy sauce, maybe some hoisin sauce hanging out in your fridge, or just soy sauce, honey, some oil, some garlic powder, ginger, mix them together. Create a little sauce for yourself, make a stir-fry, throw it over rice. You could even grab a ramen packet and use the noodles.
Wow, that's a good. I've never thought of that. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Wow, we have a lot
it's
of.
all
ramen
about
packets.
using what you have, saving money, saving time.
Yeah.
That is great. And I know that you were talking about this being a busy time of year. A lot of kids are going to be heading out of school soon. So I feel like we're going to need to expand it to breakfast, maybe even snack time.
Yeah.
Have you tried that yourself yet?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Breakfast especially. We're big brunch people in our home.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. So in that case, would it be, for the base or for the, the base, right?
Yeah.
Like a yogurt, right?
You could have yogurt, you could have waffles and pancakes, you could make a breakfast board that's got your waffles and pancakes, that's got maybe some bacon and some sausage, some yogurt and fruit with some granola to throw on top. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can really do anything that sounds delicious to you.
Apparently so. Thank you so much for coming in today. We really
for
appreciate
having
it. If
me.
somebody'd like to get their hands on those flyers and the printouts, how can they do that?
I'll send it directly to their email. I gave them a link and they're going to have it on this segment within the website, as well as my website, which is www.thelifejolie.com.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks
We
for having
appreciate it.
me.
And we appreciate the tips too.
Yes.
Thanks.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We have so much more to get to here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this.
back. Thanks so much for staying with us here on Arc Rochester, happening tomorrow at Stokoe Farms as the American Diabetes Association's annual Tour de Cure ride.
Cyclists from across the Finger Lakes will join one another to raise money for diabetes research. Chris Lopez is live there this morning at Stokoe Farms, giving us a preview of the event. Chris, is that the rain that we're hearing?
Yeah, that's the rain. That definitely, like right before the hit kicked off, the rain started coming down pretty hard. It chilled out for like 10, 15 minutes or so, but then, yeah, that's what you're hearing right now. But tomorrow, it shouldn't be this way. So if you're kind of scared, a little bit timid to go out in this weather, it won't be happening for the most part. At least I don't think so. There's something for everyone. I do like that about this event here. It's a ride, not a race. You have the 12-miler, which is a very family fun event. If you don't want to essentially burn 10,000 calories and you just want to ride through the scenic views, you have the 12-miler. Then you have the half-metric route, which is roughly about a 34-miler. And then if you want to step it up to the big dogs, we got about that 65, 66-miler. Online registration is closed, but you can show up tomorrow on race day and you can still register. I am talking to Ryan with the ADA. You are a territory VP. Yep. How excited are you guys to have this much support shown at these races here? This is your flagship event, been so for a few decades now, but to see it in person, when you guys see these hundreds of riders, these thousands of riders come out, and you essentially see the numbers and all of the thousands of dollars, millions of dollars that is raised. How excited does that get you guys?
It's really exciting. It's just a good reminder for those of us who do this day in and day out that there are thousands, tens of thousands of people out there that are really interested in the work we're doing and making sure that we can help the diabetes community.
And I want to hit on a program. I don't know if you guys are starting it or have already started it, but it's really centered around obesity and trying to spread awareness, make programs about obesity, because that leads into diabetes, but you guys want to essentially tackle that issue.
That's right, yeah. So nothing's changing about the Diabetes Association.
Okay.
We will continue to have great focus on all types of diabetes, but we know that type 2 diabetes is where we're seeing a really large increase in the numbers of people being diagnosed. A lot of that is driven by nutrition and obesity. And so we've launched a subdivision known as the Obesity Association with the goal of creating a standard of care for people who are diagnosed with obesity to help prevent things like diabetes and heart disease and cancer and all the other chronic conditions that come along with it.
And what do you think, once that program is really on its legs and it's a few years down the road, how much of an effect do you think that that's going to have on the community?
Yeah, it's hard to put numbers to it, but what we know is that until the American Diabetes Association existed, there were no standards of care for how to treat diabetes. And here we are 85 years later, and I would argue that being diagnosed with diabetes isn't the death sentence it once was for most people, right? And so that's our goal with the Obesity Association, is to help drive down those obesity rates. So both prevention and the treatment of people who are living with the disease.
And I want to hit one more time. We talked about it probably, 20, 25 minutes ago, but I do want to hit on the pre-diabetic factor. There's a lot of people that may not know about that, and I want you to hit on, again, what should people do to find out? They may live a healthy lifestyle, which kind of is a little bit scary, but you still need to go to your doctor and find this out.
Yeah, so we estimate that there's about 100 million people in the United States, so it's almost 1/3 of the U.S. population.
Are pre-diabetic.
Are pre-diabetic, yeah, which is just basically a condition. You have all of the numbers and all of the factors that will eventually lead to diabetes if you don't take take preventive action. And of that 100 million people, about 81 million of them have no idea that they have pre-diabetes.
And you guys are essentially looking, you said, the numbers are going up. There's a kind of a scary number. In 2050, it's supposed to go up by roughly 46% or so. Yeah. You guys are looking to take that straight line and really put a curve to it. You're doing it with these programs here.
Yeah, exactly. So, as an example, one of the things that we've been working on is a program we call Project Power Youth. We do it right here in the Rochester area, and we tackle and go after community organizations working with kids who might live in underserved areas and not have access to either healthy nutrition, lifestyle, education, and really bring that to them to help train them. We met a kid recently, and he said he came over and told us, he's like, I learned I shouldn't eat Takis every day. And I was like, yeah, that's right. So that's the goal, is to help educate the next generation as just one step of this overall program to drive diabetes and obesity down.
Takis, great taste. Bad for your body, though. Tour de Cure kicking off tomorrow, 6 a.m. You still can register, though. I do want to put that out. So if you're waiting on the weather and you want to see if it's nice and sunny tomorrow, you can still come here to Stokoe Farms, register for the event. You got the 12-miler, you got the 35-miler, and the 66 big one. They're going to have a beer tent, the massage tent. They're going to have food trucks. They're going to have live music. There's going to be animals. We don't have the goat with us, but I have the goat here of the ADA. Ryan, I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. You can also find out more information on foxrochester.com.
Very smooth, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, stay with us. We have a lot more to come on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, it's the Weekend Buzz.
Yeah, don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live right now on the 13WHAM YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. We're back after this. Buckle up. Time for the best part of Friday, the Weekend Buzz. Scott and Sandy are here as always.
Hold on a second.
Guys, it's been a rough Friday. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
I was just going to say, do you introduce all your guests with buckle up?
No,
or
I
is
meant
it just the vibe of Friday?
No, like buckle up for fun. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
like it's a roller coaster.
Okay, I thought it was like buckle up.
Listen,
No.
Guess who's coming?
Like
you
get
guys,
excited.
you guys, I know, we were like that earlier this morning. We're just like, I didn't know what day it was, what time it
Yeah.
was. I'm thinking it was just.
It must be the rain. I don't know what it is.
It's gray and
But I love rainy days. I get more done. I feel like I'm more productive.
Isn't that weird?
I'm not missing
I'm gonna
anything.
sleep.
I have some Netflix
That's what
shows
I'm
to
gonna.
watch.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
how I
yeah,
feel.
sleep is also wonderful.
Yeah.
Especially with our hours.
Okay. Are you ready to be all judgy?
Let's
the
do
only
it.
time it's allowed is right now, jerk or justified.
Jerk or justice?
Yeah. All right. Let's bring it.
So now this, when we brought this up on the air, and it was our Buzz fam, Sally, who reached out to us about this one, it triggered Scotty so much that I'm
my
like,
God.
okay, noted, we will do this on TV. So last weekend, Sally said she had a garage sale. Fantastic, wonderful. And she said her husband complained before, during, and after the garage sale because they had a garage sale. So she said, okay, fine, you're gonna complain, you're not gonna help me. All the money I make, I'm keeping it. Jerk or justified. Even though she sold a lot of his stuff.
She sold his stuff. The golf clubs went and whatever went.
Okay. When you say didn't help,
Yeah.
you mean like she set up the tables, she
Yes.
took everything out. What
Yes.
did he do? Did he go play golf?
He just complained.
He
I
just
don't know
complained.
what he
He
did.
just stood there, watched her, and complained.
Yeah, he wasn't very helpful. So she said, because of that, I'll show
He
him.
just kept all the money.
I'm going to keep all the money and not share it.
It checks out to me, honestly.
Yeah, see?
Justified.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's a team effort, right? It's got to be teamwork. And if you're not going to help out, guess what? I'm going to go buy some shoes.
That's right.
Or however,
But even if some of his stuff sold,
Okay.
she's keeping that money.
This is how he's triggered
Yeah.
because his wife sells all his
Okay,
stuff
hold
at a
on.
really low price.
Hold on. We had a garage sale. Sounded like a great idea.
Yeah.
It's not a great idea. I don't know anyone, and I know this might be a little hot take, but it is the longest 3 days of your life, waste of time sitting around.
Really?
And for someone as impatient as I am, it was torture. And then I had to go to Staples to get the little circles with the color, the little dots, and put them on a thing, and all this stuff. What are you going to make? How much? I mean, are you going to be able to put your kid through college at a garage sale?
Some people
Or
make good money.
3 days that you can never get back of your life. And then on the last day, you put the rest out to the curb to throw away.
Yeah.
doesn't
You
make
see
sense.
how angry he gets?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he gets no money because his wife
Yeah,
takes
my wife
it
took it
all.
all. And she sold this beautiful piece of this antique dresser that was passed down to me for like $1. I'm like, no, what did you do? I'm like, oh, whatever. It was like $20 or something like that. I'm like, that was a $400 dresser easily.
Yeah, she
I mean, this
could've
thing was from the early
negotiated.
1800s.
Oh,
I mean,
my God.
I know. I'm like, oh,
so
don't you know the
angry.
value of something? My lawnmower, $10. No, 40.
My lawnmower, no. Okay, so here's the thing. I love garage sales. I love antiquing. I love going to the thrift stores. All the furniture, for the most part, in our house is old.
Oh, cool.
Like
That's
secondhand.
cool.
Because nowadays it's all the particle board. It's gonna fall apart.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like the garage sales, I'm sorry that you don't like throwing them. I love going.
I love going
Do you
to
like
them.
going
I just
to
don't
or
like.
throwing them though? I'm sorry.
I've never. This
Oh,
is the
okay.
first time I've ever had a garage.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
there you go.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, going is different. Throwing is not for the
Yeah.
faint of heart.
You got to go to Scott's.
I
house.
feel like
cheap stuff.
the people that come and they try to like barter with you,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh, I want these 8 forks. I'll give you 30 cents for them.
What's wrong with that?
What? It's
Doesn't hurt to ask.
It's an insult.
it's just a
Is
little
it?
intimidating because you're standing behind them in line and then you're like, well, should I try to do that? And then you get
Right.
up there and they know that like you're not going to be good at it, so they tell
I
you
look
no.
up to those people.
What was the
I do,
tip?
yeah.
What was the tip that caller had on the buzz? What she does on the last day? Listen to this.
This is a whole new level.
There's a whole group of people that will wait till your garage sale is over, and then the next thing early in the morning they'll come by and grab the stuff that never sold.
So she destroys it, like smashes it, then puts it out.
Oh,
So she doesn't reward their behavior of getting it at the end.
see, I don't know. If I'm
That's
putting it by
crazy.
the curb, like just take it.
Is that jerk or justified?
I would say that's jerk.
Ah.
There could, times are tough,
Well, yeah.
Like, if I'm getting rid of a dresser, like, go ahead, take it.
Well, that would know.
We only get one day a month to put all of our heavy stuff out by the curb.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So you didn't cast your vote yet, officially?
I would say justified.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Because,
No, justified to take the money.
yeah.
Oh,
You're not saying thank you, Stephanie.
Sorry.
I'm like to not have a garage sale.
You have your own trial going on in your
I know,
head.
I'm so triggered right now.
But yeah, like I just think complaining about it, and if it's like $100, you know, it would go great towards me. Like I would get some shopping done, go grocery shopping, so it could benefit us both. That would be, I guess, the compromise in this situation. Get something for
Put
the
it back
both
to
of us.
the
Yeah, you know what? That's a good. Yeah, get something. Both can enjoy.
No, that's which is the trial. The whole trial is about spoiling yourself because you did all the work.
She took the money, and what she did with it, she never said. I mean, you could buy Lululemon, or you just buy lemons for the house.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good point. That's a good
There you
point. So what did you decide?
It was justified.
Okay.
Yeah, he lost.
I was the
So,
only.
you know, how long can you really complain about something?
Yeah.
Like the whole weekend? You complained the whole weekend?
I know.
Sorry.
He was probably that grumpy guy that sat around in the, camping chair and just.
Okay, so how much money, honestly, have you made from garage sales? Because
I've only had one.
That's all, you talk about it so freaking much. It feels like you have one every weekend.
It's like Groundhog Day tragedy for me.
Oh my God, the drama.
open that
All
can
right,
of
we
worms.
got to go to break, but don't worry, Scott and Sandy will be here coming up after the break.
Yeah, we're back after this.
I know what's going on.
Yes.
And you know what's going on too. It's Friday. It's the weekend buzz part 2. First try Friday, and it wouldn't be Arc Rochester on a Friday, or really any given day, without a little bit of booze.
Well, after 5 hours of doing this, you
time for a cheers.
need a little relaxation.
Yes.
When we saw this, we got really excited. Scott's like, oh, they're going to so love this one.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
very pumped. Yeah.
Well, we like to do, we see things that are trending around and like to try them out for the first time. I haven't tried this yet. I have no problem with wine. I like red better than white. I have no problem with jalapenos.
Nice.
Jalapenos. Because what they're doing now is they're taking frozen jalapenos, slicing them up, and then you put them in the
with
glass
the
of
wine.
Yeah.
Frozen.
Frozen, yeah. It's
So
supposed to
it's-
keep it chilled.
Okay.
Now, I can't tell you what it's going to taste like, and I don't know. Are you good with hot?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
I am. Yes. My favorite drink is a jalapeno margarita.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then.
Oh, so this is kind of the
It's gonna be
same
great.
thing?
Yeah.
I had a hot pepper infused tequila this weekend.
How was that?
It was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really
Okay.
good. And after it was in the freezer, it was even better for some strange reason.
Where did you get that?
At a liquor store in Fairhaven, New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
It
Well,
was
we
a drive,
can
but it was
talk
worth
about
it. I'm going to let you guys pick it out yourself. I don't
Okay.
want to touch it.
Great.
Pick your jalapenos.
Steph,
now
do
I
you do
left.
good with
I left the
stuff?
seeds in.
Yeah.
Was that what you're supposed to do? That's the
Yeah.
hot part.
How many?
Yeah. Oh, as hot as you want.
Okay.
How many?
You know?
Steph, the whole
Drop
thing.
it like it's hot.
I thought it would fizz.
Drop it like it's hot.
Oh, yeah, one,
Oh, she's gonna do two.
one
Yeah, I'll
feels
do
like
two.
it.
Kind of thawed a little bit, so I apologize.
That's
for that.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
just,
take that one.
I'm just doing one. You people are
one?
brave. Do 4. See if
I'll do a couple.
When I try the fresh one,
If you leave the seeds in it, it's hotter, right? Is that how it works?
How do I get to
All right, here's to
First Try Friday.
First Try Friday. And also, can I do a little name dropping?
Yeah.
I saw this legend last night, and his name was Don Alhart. He was so great. We're at the Ark Rochester Dancing with the Ark, and he was one of the judges.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. An icon and a legend to Don.
And a legend.
Yay!
Don, yes. There you go.
I don't know if I taste it. Do you taste it?
No.
There's like there's a hint.
There's a
yeah,
hint.
Very.
it's a very.
I may have gotten a seed.
Oh, maybe.
So do you have to put more in? Is
Yeah,
this
I
worth
think
it?
once it marinates a little bit in here,
Maybe, yeah.
I think so.
But what if you did like a picture of it? Like if you,
Oh yeah, like a sangria, but like.
yeah, but with
Let's do
jalapenos.
it.
Wouldn't that be a good idea? If
Yeah,
you
but
had
wait a minute. Does it taste? Is it adding something to the wine? Is it making the wine better? Because
There's
that's
a
what we're judging.
slight-
That's what it's,
Slight.
There's a.
Like, I don't think it's worth it yet to go buy jalapenos. Hang on.
0.000.
Yeah.
One
there's just
second.
a bit of a. Oh no.
There's a
look at you.
hint.
oh my gosh. Mark, you want to try?
Well, yeah, Mark, I'll save you some jalapenos. Okay.
I'm gonna have to.
Now we're gonna see.
I'm gonna have to stuff them in the top of this like a Corona bottle.
Ashley, say it.
I
on the
wouldn't say
speaker.
refreshing.
It's supposed to create a more refreshing experience.
Yeah.
Not necessarily make it spicy.
Just avoid
Wait,
the lipstick.
I like how you said that.
and the
A
jalapeno,
refreshing experience.
If it's frozen, the oil won't come off
Also,
of it.
unironically,
So if it was warm,
I
the oils
have 3
would come
friends
off.
that will only drink white wine this way.
Oh,
Jalapenos
Unironically.
with these?
Unironically.
There's
Cheers.
something.
okay. I'm still not tasting it though.
You
I
will
don't
in a
know.
second.
Even with the
Even
I'm not.
There's something.
I'm not smelling it.
There's definitely. It hits.
I get
you
it
maybe-
now.
Yeah.
I get
just
it
a little
now.
bit afterwards.
Now that's
just
warmed up a
I
little bit.
mean,
Feel it just a little bit.
A little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
again, I don't know.
I see no reason why you can't have
how you
like
have so many of that.
this white wine on ice with jalapeno in it. Like
What if
that.
you muddled it?
I think
Right?
it'd be great on the.
How about if you just ate the jalapenos?
Right.
Yeah, there you go. I'm in.
Oh, you got some seeds
Genius.
in there.
Wow.
Genius.
Delicious. You
Okay.
mentioned the oils are
Yeah.
what's the
If they're frozen, then the oils won't mix. But
the oils in the hot sauce are the hot part.
Ashley, I'm questioning your friends. I'm not going to lie. That's really bizarre.
It's weird, but they swear by it.
I'm questioning my taste buds where I can't taste it.
Do you guys put ice in your red wine?
No.
I saw somebody do that the other day,
No,
and
no.
I
I thought
my jaw hit the
no,
floor.
you have to take the bottle from them if they do that.
Yeah.
There's a rule.
And you
like,
have
oh
to,
my God.
not to be a wine snob, but you do have to aerate it. It really opens it
Bring
up.
out the reds.
Big difference.
Okay, so what do we say about this one?
I just,
Fail.
I voted a thumbs up for a First Try Friday because it's
look-
wine.
No.
Yeah.
I'm neutral. I pull out of this one because I don't taste anything.
Honestly,
Slight.
for a jalapeno,
Maybe 2 more.
it's not that hot.
I know.
I was
Yeah,
expecting it to be like
You
a
should
little,
put ghost pepper next week.
gonna
say.
Let's try it.
little
Honestly,
Carolina
Then-
Reaper.
Yeah, right.
Reaper wine.
Reaper.
Oh,
Do that on Halloween.
right.
Yeah, I see.
oh, jeez.
So experiment. Maybe you could throw some more stuff in there, like you got the jalapenos. You can put some cucumber or whatever,
Yeah.
like a kind of a
Like a veggie.
like a sangria
Sangria.
type thing, but light.
Yeah.
Oh, a veggie sangria.
Yeah.
A picture of it, yeah.
No.
Yep.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's our first try. Try it at home and see if you can make it happen.
That's
Yeah.
our first try fail.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work with the first bottle, try it on another one.
I'm sure it'll be different the second time around. All right, when we come back, we have our final thoughts on this Friday morning.
we're back after this.
thankful for dance recitals. This will be my first one.
Oh my God, we didn't mention that.
Ask me afterwards. We'll see if I'm excited about it. But I'm grateful for that. I can't wait to see my little Munchkin do her thing.
Oh, it's so nice that you're going too. That's like,
Yeah.
Are you gonna get her like flowers? Or
There's we got the flyer or the program.
Yeah.
Monday at our last rehearsal. There's got to be 30,000 children that are going to be participating in this. Oh my gosh. It's going to be at Nazareth.
Cool.
Yeah.
Day.
Very good.
all day.
Excuse me. Yes.
It'll be fun. That's good.
Yeah. What am I thankful for? Okay, well, let's keep with the kid thing then. My daughter turned 16. It hits hard when it's your last kid.
This week, yeah.
It hits hard. So we're going to do a spa day at the Spa de Del Monte because she's old enough now.
Oh my God.
Mom, daughter. And my husband's like, but she's my daughter too. I go, sorry, honey.
Only one.
Just mom, daughter.
Are we doing the permit test and everything like that?
She did that.
Oh my gosh, yay. Okay,
I didn't
good.
talk about it before she took the test because, there's this little fear that they're going to fail and you don't
Yeah.
want it. But she passed.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, that's great.
Very
That's
cool.
terrifying.
No, it's not. It's all grown up and yours is grown up.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
cute.
It's amazing.
Good stuff. All right. That does it for us this morning on Arc Rochester. As we wrap up this Friday, make sure to join us again Monday morning, starting at 4:57 over on 13 WHAM ABC.
We've also got much more live local news coming up later with me and Selena Ramos. 13 WHAM News at midday. I'll see you then.